How you doing? This is Guitar from the Heart, and today I want to show you a really cool technique that you can use to make your notes more explosive when you want to. That's coming up. Today I'm going to show a really cool technique that can make your guitar notes more explosive. I learned how to do this probably 2 or 3 years into playing, and once I learned how to do it, trust me, I never stopped because it's just so much fun to do. And after a while, it just becomes kind of subconscious into your playing. When you want to put a little more oomph into a note, you might use this technique kind of automatically. So I'm going to show you on the guitar of itself how to do this technique. And I'm going to also take you into my studio software to show you a guitar effect that you can use to make this have even more impact. Let's do it. So I'm going to try to get a really nice shot of the strings here so you can see what my picking hand is doing. And pretty much what we got to do is normally say you're going to do a note, right? A bend. Right? What we're going to do instead is we're going to do, I believe it's called a rake. Forgive me, when I learned this, it was like almost 20 years ago. But I believe the method is called a rake, like a mute rake. And basically it's like so. Okay? You have without the technique, where you just hit the note hard and you bend. And then you have with the technique, you're gonna kind of come along the strings, muting, until you get to the note you wanna hit, and you let that one ring out. And it creates this more explosive effect. Right? So, versus, that's pretty much the technique. Now let me show you, let's switch to angle we show closely. And I'm gonna show you slowly how I actually execute this. Now, just get a good, kind of better angle here. So I'm going for, this note is on the B string. I'm playing the 10th fret here. It doesn't really matter what note you're playing. What matters is what you're doing with your right hand here. So, or your picking hand if you're lefty. You could just come in slow motion here and just strike the B string, or start from right here and strike it, which is probably how you should be doing it. In general, when you're playing, you shouldn't be like coming from all the way over here, unless it really calls for that kind of massive action to get the note to sound right. Instead of doing that, or of coming from here and just hitting it, we're gonna actually hit all of these other strings, as many as you want. You could do just the string above it, or 2. I usually use at least 2 or 3 strings above the note that I'm gonna play, like so. And then, you see what I'm saying? So in slow motion, what's happening is I'm taking the fleshy part of my hand here. Think of like doing a karate chop into your strings, wherever your hand is resting along the strings, whether it be by the bridge or farther up, depending on what kind of, where you're playing. Do like a karate chop and allow those, just practice doing that motion of muting them out. And then you want to sweep at it or rake a whole bunch of them at once to create this kind of effect. I'm not playing anything. When you've mastered that, then it comes to the trickier part of actually doing that, but coordinating it in such a way that you manage to actually play this note still clean after you do the raking. So, right, karate chop, mute, 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 until you get to the string that you're gonna play. Do it slowly so you can see. Mute, 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 mute. Now I'm on the B string where I'm gonna play this note. Rake, 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 rake. Mute, 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 mute. Okay? And what that sounds like when you get it down is like this. So imagine in context, right? Say I'm gonna do like a pentatonic run. And I'm gonna end with that note. You could do it without this explosive technique. And that's pretty intense, right? But when you add in that extra raking motion, it makes it even more explosive. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty cool. I always have, and I do it a lot in my playing. Now I want to take you over to the computer and show you very simply what you can do to make this more explosive, all right? To give the sound a more explosive nature. All right, let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm here in my session where I'm actually recording the video, and you can see all the stuff that's on my screen here. And pretty much, this is the program that I use. It's called Studio One. It's like Pro Tools, but this is the program that I actually learned how to do music production in. And it's where I actually record all my videos when, I'm trying to record them with a better quality of sound. And it's what I use to actually make my music and do music production in general. And I wanted to show specifically, come in here and show, I actually used this, these plugins by Steven Slate, which I highly recommend if you have any desire to do music production. It's about $25 a month, just phenomenal value. But specifically here, what I'm using on my, as you can see, let me minimize this again. You can see my guitar track is has all these plugins on it, and they do various things to my sound. But the main thing that's creating my tone here is this effects chain from Slate, which is from THU. I don't even know. I don't really look at it. He has partnerships with these different companies, and there's all these really cool emulations that are really high quality. But anyway, back to the topic of this video. How can we get our Reiki thing that we did here to be even more explosive? You'll see that I'm using this effect, this tape delay effect. And that's pretty much what you want to do. I have reverb. Reverb makes it like kind of sound like you're in a bigger space. It adds color and whatnot. But the delay actually repeats what's going on. Let me pick up my guitar and play some stuff and show you what I mean. All right, so I got the guitar now, and I'm gonna kind of play something similar to what we were doing before. So you hear that? No rake with the rake. And you hear that as I play that. That delay, that's the delay, that echo. If I take it off, see? Taking off the reverb. With the reverb. All right, a little bit of kind of echo, but with the delay, it really... And it echoes out and it creates that thing. Now watch this with the rake. Without the delay, it has that effect. But with the delay, it just creates this really dynamic whooshing kind of sound. To me, it's almost like a rush of wind if you get the tone just right. Hear that? So like, that's just what I wanted to show you guys today. I think it's, if you use this and you don't overuse it, it could create a ton of extra kind of depth. If you really feel like you want to reach in and play a note with even more oomph, use this technique, use it with some delay like so, and you'll get a lot of mileage out of this. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, karate chop those strings, mute out everything until you get to the note that you want to play, and let it rip. I mean, when you do this right, it actually feels like you're ripping something literally with your hand until you get into the string that you're hitting. And you're gonna have a more explosive note. Don't overuse it. Use it when you wanna get more effect. You should be able to play with feel when you're not using this technique, but when you use it, it will add just that extra kind of oomph into those notes when you want it. Use it with delay. You can get delay from any delay pedal, or you could do it in the studio like I did here if you have that capability. On the delay effect of itself, you can play around with the parameters to see how it feels, to get it to feel like how you want. If you tell the delay to last longer, it'll echo longer and it'll have more of a whoosh effect. If you don't want as much and you shorten the delay, it'll have still that whooshing effect, but it will be not as thick. So you might want to play around with that to see how you could get it to feel right for you. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Use this technique and you'll be able to create more explosive type notes when you want to. And trust me, you'll get a lot of mileage out of this if you practice it and you put it into thing. But remember, when you're doing it, play the guitar from the heart and have fun with that. Or else what's the point? I'm trying to show you a way to be able to get what you feel out more expressively through the instrument. So I'll see you in the next video. If you like the videos, subscribe, like, share, and I will see you next time.